Hello, my name is Dorcas Martinez Rodriguez, and I'm a student at Columbus State University that is a part of the art department. I'm an art major. As an art major, I'm still trying to consider what paths I could take for a job, but right now I am considering the possibilities of being an art teacher. And in order to kind of gauge what kind of community I want to be a part of, I will be looking at two websites in order to see and kind of figure out the kind of community that both of these websites are fostering so I can decide whether or not I want to be a part of that community or if this is something that I want to continue pursuing. Now, in order to make that analysis for myself, I will be analyzing both of these websites' use of voice and cohesion to see how effective and how well they use the rhetoric, if you will. We will see how they do. In order to do this, I did a quick Google search using the two keywords nonprofit and art teacher to quickly find my two websites. The two websites that I ended up choosing for this were the Center of Arts for Education, aka CAE, and the National Art Education Association, aka NAEA. And in order to make my analysis and start to pinpoint things about voice and cohesion, I actually printed out both websites and marked them with pencil. For the first website that I was looking at NAEA, and the first thing that I was looking for was cohesion. Now, out of all 7 concepts that I could have been looking for, I chose parallel structure, a little bit of repetition and redundancy, because especially the way that I found it, it could have been argued that it was redundancy, but then maybe repetition. The second concept that I was analyzing when I was looking at NAEA was voice. I will be showing up some examples on screen like I did with cohesion. Now for voice, there were 4 concepts that I could have chosen, and I looked for all 4, but it was a little bit difficult because it's reading and not really speaking. Now, there were 2 possible findings that I discovered of meta discourse that could be argued as not meta discourse, but I was kind of like, is it not? So, but I decided to include it anyways, and I can further discuss that in the discussion section. But now, one of the concepts of voice that I was looking for, that of course I would find, and you would be able to find in any piece of media, because we are always choosing words to appeal to certain audiences, was diction. And I found several cases of those. I'm moving on to the next website, CAE. The first thing I'm looking for is cohesion, of course, and did not find many cases of it. I only found like 2 parallel structures, I think, showing them up on screen now, and then 1 topic sentence. Pretty self-explanatory. For voice, of course, I found plenty of cases of diction. Not much else, except I was able to find 2 cases of POV in which they use we and our, I think, and I found that to be very interesting. Now for the results, I will be starting with the website NAEA, and for cohesion first, I found 1 topic sentence, 1 demonstrative pronoun, no passive voice, no new known contract, 2 parallel structures, and 4 cases of repetition/redundancy, maybe? For voice, I found 1 POV, 2 meta discourse, no contractions, and 6 diction. Now, moving on to the other website, CAE, I was able to find, for cohesion, no new contract, no passive voice, 1 topic sentence, no demonstrative pronoun, and 2 parallel structures. For voice, I was able to find 9 diction, 3 contractions, no meta discourse, and 2 cases of POV. Whew, that was a lot. Now, let's discuss. So for the first website, NAEA, the results for my analysis were not exactly what I was anticipating, and it did manage to surprise me at times, if I'm being completely honest. I wasn't surprised to see parallel structure used a few times, considering it's a great way to make your text look more uniform and put together. I did think that I would find more demonstrative pronouns though, which I didn't really, so that was very interesting. In terms of voice, I was definitely surprised that I didn't see more use of POV, because to me anyway, that seems like it would be something that would make the reader feel more at home or more, I guess, close, or can humanize the organization itself. So I find that to be interesting that they didn't use it that much. But for my discussions for CAE, for cohesion, I was surprised that I didn't see more parallel structures than I did. I mean, I found plenty of lists, like a lot of lists, but not a lot of like parallel structures, you know what I mean? It was just more coordinated series, which is not what I was looking for in this analysis. So I found that to be fascinating. And then I also, for voice, I found 2 cases of POV, which again, for this website, I was surprised they didn't use a lot of POV and our and we more, because I feel like that would be such a sure way to make your reader or the audience feel more like, yes, come to us. We are people too. But maybe that's just me. But that was my initial reading and my initial discussion for both of these websites. Ta-da! Thank you so much for joining me today while I did my analysis of cohesion and voice for the websites NAEA and CAE. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that it was helpful. I did find that, you know what, I did like both of these communities, and maybe I would join. I think I'm kind of more interested in NAEA if I'm being honest, but yeah, we'll see where my future takes me. But for now, stay fabulous.